Jim, I can't wait to hear more about you.
Well, I'm Jim Burtwell, and I'm a professional dog trainer in Houston, Texas. I've been dog training for just about 30 years here. So started off working out of my house, and now I'm back at my house. In between that, I founded a multi-million-dollar pet resort. So I've seen every aspect of dog training, and I really love fixing behavior problems that dog owners have with their dogs. And so that's mainly what I do. I work with folks in the home, and I found a way to work Google Hangouts in that process. And so I'm excited to talk to everybody about that and can't wait. Thanks for inviting me.
Layla, Tom and I work together and we're married, and tell us a little bit about what that's like with Petticoat Dog.
It actually works out very well. I was in corporate America for years and always hated it, and when Jim and I got married about 10 years ago, I started working and I just love it. My job is just to talk to all the prospective clients and help them understand what's going on. I don't tell them the how to fix it because I'm not the dog trainer, but I give them a sense of what's going on and that it is fixable. And then we either set up in-home lessons, or a lot of times we set up hangouts because we can do those also. So I love it, and I don't ever have to put on high heels again.
So Simone, now
Yes.
tell us a little bit about you and your pets and your relationship to Jim and Layla.
I called Jim originally because I was having problems with my dogs fighting each other, which was very scary. And so that's how I came to have to try to find a dog trainer, and that's how I met them.
So Jim, first, what was your first reaction when Simone came to you?
Leela talked with her first off and sold her on Hangouts, as I know that all dog behavior is stress related. When you look at that, it's either the environment the dog lives in or the relationship the dog has with its owners. And so when you extrapolate that, then it's something either owners are doing or not doing. And so in the case of many folks that have dogs that fight amongst themselves, sibling rivalry, if you want to call it that.
And I started seeing what people were doing, and I thought, oh my goodness, this would be perfect. Absolutely perfect. I said to Jim, you know, all these people that call us from England and Alaska and Canada that want help, and I said, this is a way to help them.
But I'm thinking, Jim, I'm trying to imagine in my mind, if you're not with me in my house with my dog, really, how do you facilitate that?
There are a lot of dog behavior problems that kind of fit the criteria for hangout use. And some of them might be house soiling, separation anxiety, destructive chewing, and a whole host of adolescent dog problems. And John Rogerson, a world-renowned behaviorist, probably said it the best. And he said sometimes getting a companion dog becomes the very source of our dog behavior problems. Now, as an example, somebody that loves and dotes on their dog a lot will cause that dog to miss their people when they're left alone at the house. And oftentimes, then that produces house soiling issues or separation anxiety, because once you leave, the dog doesn't know how to cope with his alone time. And so this gets back to what I was saying earlier. It truly is a function of the environment and the relationship that a dog or puppy has with its owners. And so when you start doting on your dog and loving on your dog a lot, you might want to think about that, because too much love and affection is kind of like eating ice cream, you know, sooner or later it's going to bite you in the butt. So, so do it in moderation.
So it's really interesting to hear people's reaction to it. But most people are extremely excited about it and just almost get giddy when they first get on the video with Jim, because it's like you're just sitting right across the table from me. So it's really a lot of fun.
So, Jim, I'm fascinated by the fact that what I'm hearing is kind of what I expected when I was introduced to the topic, and the fact that you were going to speak is that you were going to be helping us, we pet owners, improve the relationship so our dogs would behave better. But how long does that take? Is that a series of meetings on Hangouts? Is it an hour and a half? How does it work?
The very first thing that we do is we get the owner, we email them a 3 or 4 page evaluation so that I get a complete history
Ah.
of the owners, their problems with their dogs, and how they've addressed those problems in the past. It addresses also their dog's temperament, personality, where their dogs sleep, their feeding routines, everything that you can imagine. And so once I get that complete picture, the very first thing that we do is we set up somewhere between 3 to 6 hangouts. It all depends on the problem and severity, and
Okay.
we space them sometimes a week or 2 weeks apart. Like Simone, she has 4 dogs, and so she had a lot of work to do. And so a week between lessons probably wouldn't give her enough time. Right before the first lesson, I email her a step-by-step lesson plan. And then we talk about that lesson plan. And we talk about 3 aspects of the fix, basically. And the first one is structure in the home, which is really, really important, which most folks with dog problems don't have. We talk about obedience training and the value and merit of that. And then we also talk about exercises that you need to put your dogs through to work out the issues and problems that she first called about. So, and we break it down like that, and it's very detailed, and we spend time going over that. And sometimes a hangout is at least a minimum an hour, if not maybe an hour and a half on the first one, just to kind of go over everything. And then there's a series of emails, supports, and things like that in between the hangout lessons, or if need be, do another Google Talk or something like that. And the benefit of it is that while there's a lot of written information that I email to all of my clients, and there's a lot of dialogue on in-home lessons as well, along with that written information, the good thing about Google Hangouts is that it's saved to a YouTube video. So Simone here can go back and replay that video as many times as she likes so that she can make sure that she's doing the homework right and the lesson plan is in the sequence and order that it needs to be in.
And that's really important because it's such a big difference when Jim goes into a home. People are not recording it. You know, they're listening to what he's saying. They're working hands-on with their dog. So with the Hangout, the beauty of it is they can go back and listen to that as many times as they want and hear every single thing that was said, because just like anything, you go, I don't remember him saying that. That's the beauty of it.
The other part of it, in addition to the technical aspects of it, I've already got lesson plans and handouts on every conceivable behavior problem that a dog could present to owners and trainers. And so when I send them that information, it's the same stuff that I would take in-home, in person, and give it to them there. I just email it to them instead. And the beauty is that the only thing that I really need is a motivated owner. And usually by the time Leela gets the call at the office, they're angry enough, they're motivated, they're frustrated, they have been embarrassed by their dog. And so they are ready to work and change their relationship with their dog. We have a lot of folks coming to our website all the time, reading my blogs, things like that, and they begin to want to connect with me either on the website or Facebook, and they're asking me all kinds of questions about their dog problems. And so most of those folks live out of city, out of state. It just makes it a perfect shoe-in to be able to say, okay, their problem fits our criteria for Hangouts. And so because if they've been coming to me on my website for months and months and following me, then there's a deeper interest in having me work with their dogs personally. And so that also helps to sell the Hangout aspect too.
Right. This is a brilliant example of how you can expand your business, because prior to this, you could only do local business, right, Jim and Leela? You know?
Right.
And now you can do business all over the world.
I have a whole page on the website. At the end of our blog, I always have a call to action, and I send them to the page where we give all the services that we have. And then one of the things that I help people understand why this doesn't have to be difficult is we just make it as easy as possible. We help if they need a Google Gmail account, we explain how to get that set up, and then what we do so they don't have to worry about anything is we do exactly what you did, which was we email them the link to get into the video, and poof, they're there. So we keep it's so easy.
Right.
And once they've done one, they're like, oh my gosh, it's addictive. I want to do more. They're so excited about it.
I want to thank you very much for tonight's hangout. We look forward to seeing you online.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Thank you for having